Hey everybody, Lauren Doyle here, your favorite intuition and habits mentor, teacher, and coach. And hello, happy Monday. And today a few things came up. Like I said, I always kind of like pay attention to patterns and things, and those are the things I'll talk to you about. So today was a repetitive piece about how to actually make changes in your life, and how when one aspect of your life is really stuck, everyone's inclination is to focus on the stuck thing. So if you focus on the thing that is stuck, then your perception is that will change, right? Like if you focus on it, that will change. And so what had came up repeatedly today was and interesting, it was like brought up to me several times, which I thought I love it when that happens, but is about like when you make changes in other aspects of your life, in the aspects that don't seem to be related to the thing that you think is stuck, that's when those real changes happen. So what I was explaining to one of my clients today actually was that, think of it as like, restarting a grandfather clock. And so it's like, yeah, your focus is on the fact that the time, it's not keeping time, but it's that the gears need to be lubed in the back, or that there's like one gear that's broken and that you need to, pull the hammer back in order for it to start working again. And then sure enough, it's keeping time again. So, if you focus, for example, if your issue is that, you're, snacking all the time, for example, so you're snacking all the time, and then the thing that you want to drink when you're snacking is coffee, and you're drinking a coffee, and the coffee is actually a trigger for the snacking. But what's the trigger for the coffee and snacking? Well, it's the fact that you're, feeling tired, but you're feeling tired and drained because you have, all this clutter in your house, for example. So what's the actual trigger, right? So the actual trigger is the clutter, because had you, if you didn't have the clutter, then you wouldn't be lying awake at night. And if you weren't lying awake at night, you'd be able to sleep. And if you were able to sleep, you wouldn't need that like constant caffeine and coffee. And if you didn't have that constant caffeine and coffee, then you wouldn't, need the also sugar input for the energy. So when you look at things in that way, like how things cascade in your world, then I always say to people, like, pay attention to these periphery things, because those are the things that often cascade into the very thing that you think is the problem. So, in her situation, for example, in that situation, it was like, okay, well, focus on the clutter piece. And sure enough, she focused on the clutter piece, and now she realized that she was able to go to sleep, and now she's able to actually go to sleep, and she started adding naps into her day, and now she's like happy and has all this energy. So now she has this energy, and she's already decided for herself that she wants to replace one of her cups of coffee with water. And now that she's replaced one of her cup of coffees with water, she's not like craving, the sugar things as much. So, there's a whole cascade of things that can be altered just by making changes in other aspects of your life. So focus on something. So if there's something that you're stuck on, or there's something that's a repeatedly stuck thing over and over and over again, and that you're like hyper focusing on, try and take your focus off of that thing and see if there's anything else in your world or in your life that you could make a micro change on that will start the gears moving again, so that you can bring yourself further into alignment and get yourself in real, or get the things in your life or your life in general back into motion. So remember that grandfather clock. And with that, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.